2024, A View from the Edge.
It's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep going.
View from the Edge. Your life will never be the same.
It's a place that you want to be.
This is the greatest show on earth. This is the best business in the world.
So keep on fishing, baby.
Nothing's out there better than the Alliance.
It's time to come home and celebrate. Get ready to wave the flag of fun and freedom at the Alliance Family Reunion.
Hey y'all, it's Cafe Anderson here. I am absolutely thrilled to be joining the Alliance family at Family Reunion 2024. Just like Andy Albright built Alliance from the ground up, I have carved my own path in country music scene in this industry, and I cannot wait to share my journey and my music with each and every one of you. Huge thanks to Andy and Jane Albright for giving me this amazing opportunity. I am counting down the days until August when we can come together and make some unforgettable memories. I will see y'all there. Take care.
I'm B-L-E-S-S-E-D, alive and well in the land of the free. One thing I could never forget, her eyes were blue.
do it. You deserve it. We want you to be here with us.
Yeah, baby!
Networking's been great. The food, the fun, everything's been fantastic. 5-star, top notch.
We have seen over 30 whales. Let's go, Alaska!
Alaska!
It's the only way you can associate and get to know people and make a friend before you need a friend.
It's just been nuts. Parties, dinners, celebrations, hey, and game planning for the future. How are we going to spend the next 30 years? What are the crazy things we're going to do? Come go with us. Let's go. Check it out.
You need to be at our family reunion coming up in Burlington, North Carolina. I'm telling you, we're going to have a blast. We're going to have a throwdown on the lowdown as far as a family reunion. We're going to have a party. We're going to have education. We're going to meet new family members. We're going to game plan to take over the whole world as far as legacy building, financial planning. It's going to be the bomb. And it's in Burlington, North Carolina. All our top leaders are flying in, hotel rooms, airline flights, Airbnbs, baby. We got the food coming in. We got the top producers. We got all the multi-billion-dollar insurance companies going to be there representing because they love Burlington, North Carolina. That's where it all started, and this is where it's all going to start again. We're going to explode from here. See you at Family Reunion, first weekend of August. It's going to be crazy.
Welcome to the Activity Call Live, and now our host, Andy Albright.
Woohoo! Thank you, Billy. Well, guys, fired up today. I got a great team of folks to talk to you in addition to what I have planned as far as the idea is when you're expanding into a real business, just review a little bit. There's a job where somebody pays you, they control everything, and then there's a sales job where you control everything and you can give you an increase in pay. That's cool. So we set people up. Matter of fact, a lot of people have a great job. We show them how to do this on the side. But eventually people go like, oh, I can make 150, 250, 300,000 just selling. A lot of people walk away from the job. That's cool. But then when you start to build a business, that's something that you have money coming in, even if you're not there. If you're traveling, you can double, triple, quadruple. You can get into the multi-million dollars in revenue. It's wealth building. And so when you get into that, that's what we're going to talk about, is you getting into business where you're hiring other people, where you're building an infrastructure, a staff, something that you could sell, something that you could borrow money against. You can't borrow it against your selling, guys. It's very difficult. It's really like a lot of people want to borrow against their income, but banks don't like that if-come. You call it income. They call it if-come. Like if you getting paid and if you keep your job and if that company don't shut down, they don't like to loan money against that. But now if you got money coming in from 100 different places, they understand if one shuts down, you got 99 going, and then you can hire another one, you'd be right back to 100. You could lose 15. You still got 85% of your income, and then you hire 15 back. So that's what we're going to talk about, is building your business. So I've got, looks like we can bring all three of these on at the same time, right, with four of them. So I've got Adam and Beth, and it was interesting to me that when I was talking to Adam, he said Beth had been up to Mike and Noel's and just trying to swipe, steal, acquire, access all their tricks and techniques and bring it back and take all that information and put it on top of what they know, and then they'll be better than them. That's good thinking, Beth. So everything that Beth was going up to get from Mike and Noel, we ain't going to be able to hit it all, but I want you guys to touch on a lot of that, especially what you think or know that other people are not doing. I won't tell the whole world these are three of the best. Adam and Beth and Andy and Angela and Mike and Noel, they really believe in that infrastructure and building a team. They're still working and getting better at it. But it's hiring the right staff, and it's also, there are techniques of hiring agents or salespeople that'll save you a lot of time, save you a lot of money. It'll get them up and running faster, and it'll get them up and running cheaper. Because, I mean, the value of another person up and selling and you getting a percentage, I'm really one of the proponents that say you don't know how valuable that person is. You don't know how hard or how much money, time, energy, emotion I would invest in one more person. Especially if it's starting a new hierarchy, if it's starting a new franchise, if it's starting a new model that I'm working with them, I'm gonna go all out. And so there's a lot of things that you can do, though, that you can either lose more money or slow people down, or you can turn around and make more money and speed people up. And so it's that up or down. It's not like it's just kind of kind of straight. It's you can lose money, and not lose money, but you can slow down the income coming in. So that we want to get out some of those techniques. All right, let's start with this. How about, if you would, Andy and Angela, just introduce yourself, high level, tell them where y'all come from, education, job background, and stuff like that.
Angela Manzo-Riddle. I'm out of Santa Barbara, California. I moved to Ponte Vedra, Florida when we got married. And I graduated with a bachelor's in sociology from UCSB. And I did a little bit of day trading and then was in the hospitality industry in Las Vegas. And then I came and did insurance in 2015. So I've been with Alliance since 2015, almost 10 years. And it's been quite a great ride.
What was the highest rank you finished? I know you were always in the top 25, 30, maybe even the top 5. I can't remember.
I was consistently an elite lady. And then I was part of SEAL team. So consistently doing $20,000 a month, hiring agents every single month for 9 months straight at least, and then just consistently writing business, $20,000 a month.
Yeah, I remember you were top producer. That was awesome. So a lot of experience that you bring to the table as you build an organization with Riddle. Same thing, Adam and Beth. Wait, did I skip Riddle?
Mm-hmm.
Back up, my bad.
All right. Since Adam's muted, I'll go.
Not bad.
No. My name's Andy Riddle. I grew up in upstate New York, played high school basketball, then got recruited to play college basketball down in North Carolina. Played a little bit of college basketball there. After graduating from college, I moved down here to Florida. I've lived here for the last 20-some years down here. When I moved to Florida, I got a job working for Merrill Lynch in corporate America. I'd worked my way up to vice president of their banking division. I traveled all over the country, was making more money than I ever dreamed of. But I quickly was becoming the father I didn't want to be. I never got to see my kids or spend time with them or anything. So I actually walked away from that job. Met you, Andy, 17 years ago in this business. And it's been an amazing ride ever since. The money that I made at Merrill Lynch was the most I ever thought I'd make. And now I laugh at that because I make it in like 2 months. And it's all because of the system you and Jane have put together and kind of mentored us to kind of show us how to lead the way and show us how to do this. The lifestyle that's changed with my kids, I get to hang out with them. I get to do cool stuff. They've done cool things. My one daughter lived in LA for 2 years going to acting school. And then she just turned 21 a month ago. She went to Paris for 10 days for her 21st birthday. My other daughter's she's all over the place. She just turned 20 on Tuesday. But the lifestyle's changed in what they've been able to do. And the cool thing is I've been able to participate in it. At Merrill Lynch, I was not participating at all in their life. And it's changed here. Financially, they get to do cooler stuff and I get to participate, which is awesome. So thank you.
Good stuff. I was saying the name of the university you played basketball at while you didn't say it, and I was saying it. Where'd you play? Methodist.
Yeah.
Near Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Yep.
We were right there. Actually, that's where Jane get her master's degree from there?
She went to Fayetteville State.
Fayetteville State.
It's the other side of the big city of Fayetteville. So
yeah. The big city. Adam and Beth.
So we are Adam and Beth from Wilmington, North Carolina. My background is school teacher. So I taught high school Latin and English for 6 years until we started having babies. And then one of the things I always wanted was to be a stay-at-home mom. And so thanks to what Adam put in place, and he supported me in the decision, but I was able to stay at home all through our kids' years at home. And we have 3 children. Sarah is 27. 26. She'll be 27 this year. You lose track. She's 26. She's got our first grandbaby, Michael. who is 20 months old. And then our daughter Emily just turned 23 on the 23rd. And she is kind of between Florida and North Carolina right now, but she is full-time in the Alliance. Very proud of her efforts. I should mention Sarah, who's now Sarah Hartley, has been doing the seminar systems with James Coleman, and so they're getting a lot of traction with that. And so proud of her efforts there. And then our son Andrew is 21, and he is currently doing an internship in LA in screenwriting, and we're in those conversations now. He's looking to stay out there and find a real world job in the industry and create his path out there.
So my name is Adam Katz, and also a school teacher. Beth and I both graduated from UNC Greensboro, the alma mater of Jane Albright as well. And we were actually part of a scholarship program called the North Carolina Teaching Fellows, which was a full ride scholarship through college. In return, I had to serve a 10-year sentence in 7th grade teaching, which is actually where I met Jane. Jane taught 8th grade at the school that I was teaching 7th grade at, and then we got to meet Andy, and we've been together 32 years now with Andy and Jane, chasing dreams and doing life together. Pre-kids, post-kids, grandchildren now. It's just been one heck of a ride, and have had a blast doing it. Couldn't imagine life without Andy and Jane in our lives, and where we would be, where our kids would be. And we definitely would not have had as much fun as we have had over the last 32 years, 22 of it with the Alliance, and looking forward to the next 22.
So I want everybody to meet these three couples, and I want to come back to building organizations, because they've all got magnificent organizations, very profitable. And you think about the young folks that we're bringing on into the business, guys. I mean, we know what they're going to deal with. It's a mental game. It's working a lot. Like Jane just picked me up last night. We were at a restaurant. It says, good things come to those who work their asses off. And I don't think you'll be able to see it, but it's good things come to those that work their asses off. But it is a mental game to keep working and not stop. And it's a mental game to do the right things and not do the wrong things. In other words, you imagine you could be working and doing the wrong thing, working and doing the right thing. So working is not always the answer if you're doing the wrong thing. But these couples have worked a lot. They put in the efforts and a lot into the right things. Mike and Noel have a massive organization. If you will, Sam, introduce yourselves. Tell me a little bit your background.
Hi, I'm Noelle Leventovich, and I graduated from the University of Cincinnati. I had a degree in economics. Went on to be a buyer for a company in Dayton, Ohio, worked that job for a while, got laid off from that job, as many of you out there probably have, and I found another job working in the same industry and then got laid off from that job. And then a friend of mine, Alex Abian, invited me to be a headhunter or a recruiter for the technical world, and I did technical recruiting for about a year or so, maybe a little over a year. And I was frustrated with that. I was looking for something else. And then Alex Abian, the same guy that got me into the recruiting business, also got me introduced to Andy Albright and the Alliance. And that decision to drive 9 hours one way overnight with a van with seven guys to North Carolina, that decision changed my life and changed the life of our family. We didn't have kids at the time. And now we have 4 kids. We have a daughter that's living in the D.C. area, working there, applying to law schools. And then we have a daughter that's a senior at South Carolina, Erin. She's very active with our business, building a team and running business as well. And I have a daughter at University of Cincinnati. That's where I graduated from. Go Bearcats. She's in the architecture program there. And then I have a son who's 17, and he's a junior in high school. And they're all very active in our business and doing some things. But, when the opportunity came to me to make a decision to go into that recruiting company, even that opened a door for me that then opened this business to me. So I'm very grateful for Alex Abian and the opportunity to be in this business and continue to build our team. Riddle was, I call him Riddle. Andy was telling us about his daughters and how he's able to do things with them. And that's some of the things that I'm very excited about. We just spent time with our family in Austria, biking the countryside, and we've been doing that for 6 years now.
Something like that.
Where we'll pick a country and then go biking through that. Sounds very rugged. Don't worry, we'll be okay. We're fine. So anyway.
So Noelle got started in the insurance business, and I heard insurance. I was like, oh, hell no. I was just like, not me. That meant to me selling to all your friends and family. I didn't understand the concept with leads. They probably tried to explain it to me. And until she started bringing in checks because she was helping families, that's when I took a further look at what was going on and saw, she actually is helping people that sent letters in. And I understood one of these key things that we've had the whole time at the Alliance is this pillar of our foundation of helping people looking for help, working with responses or leads. And when that clicked with me, I was like, oh, heck, I can do that too. So I started part-time. And along the way, then Andy and Alex Abian educated me on the passive income of building a team and through overrides and really what we could do. And then it really clicked. And so after about 5 months, I went full-time, and here we are. We've built, in income is very substantial. It's a 7-figure plus income that is all passive in nature. We still work hard to grow it and maintain it, but we've got a lot of freedom and options. And like you said, learning what to do in terms of working on the right things is key.
There's no better example of what I'm talking about here than you guys. Okay, meaning none of y'all were hired directly by me. You're part of my team. Three different organizations. One, the Katz organization, the Riddle organization, and then Leventovich being a part of the Abian organizations. 3 different massive organizations. But realizing that none of you were hired by me, and somebody found you. And I don't. What's the name? I don't know if we should do first. Who cares? What's the name of the guy that hired you, Riddle? What's that guy's name?
Warren Redinger.
Yeah, I don't know if Warren did he ever sell a policy. I don't know if he did. I know he came to a few meetings. I know he was kind of an odd character. I don't think he sold a policy. And the way he recruited Riddle, didn't you find his business card in a desk?
Yeah, I was
something like that.
His wife was on maternity leave when I worked at Merrill Lynch, and I was looking to get out of there. And so I was sitting at her desk filling in for her, and I found his business card on the desk and called him.
Do you have any idea what told you to call him?
I was willing to do whatever to get out of there.
All right. So the guy that and the guy above him, it's hard to explain to people. I'm calling people, hey, listen, I'm doing a new business, new opportunity. I think it's awesome. And the great news is it's in insurance because we got these multi-billion-dollar companies. And the guy goes, insurance? This guy's in one of my businesses. And he goes, insurance? I've wanted to do that all my life. And I was like, because he's a funny guy. I thought he was kidding. But he's also funny, like kind of odd. Okay? And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. I saw it on TV. Insurance people make money. And I was like, okay. And so the guy got in, got his license, and but I didn't hire him. It was another guy above that hired him. But it was like this guy led to Mark, who led to Redinger, or whatever his name is, so what led to Riddle. So the concept, the simple concept is this. And I just had one of the sharpest dudes that joined our company. I was just texting him. He's jumping on now. But that's another thing. What I'm saying, he's in an organization, guys. He's an Adam Katz. He's an Andy Riddle. He's down in here, Riddle. But I'm poking Riddle, looking for that next person. So a lot of this talk that I'm giving to you guys, you got to give this talk. You got to be a river. You got to flow this information and train it to your people, Adam and Riddle. And it's because this guy's one of the sharpest people who ever joined our company. And so I look at his hierarchy. He's like in the top 15. I'd have to look. He's moved up. He's brand new, but he's in the top 15 producers. And he's hired 5 people in a year and a half, and he's got one good guy. Now, that's not impressive, but it's impressive that he's selling and he's sharp, like he brings something to the table. Okay? So when you hire somebody, Adam, I'm not talking about him bringing something to the table. I'm saying this person is breathing. So you hire somebody, you hire this person, he's breathing. Maybe he's awesome. Maybe he's not. Maybe he has potential, but he doesn't have the right self-image. I don't care if he's God's gift to insurance. I don't care if he's mentally incapable and you're trying to impregnate him with the intelligence down in there so that he can build a business. I'm telling you that your job is to go from 1 to 4 or 5 immediately. And he was like, I mean, it was probably a 45-minute conversation with this guy deep in another organization. And he was like, so you really don't spend a lot of time getting them selling. I go, I'm not scared to get them selling. I'm not scared to talk to them about it. But every minute of my time is insanely valuable. So if I talk to you a little bit on how to sell, it's a trick to figure out how I can get somebody else that can sell. If I like the fact that you pee on yourself, it's a trick that I'm trying to get more people. If I do like you because you're an NC State fan, it's a trick because I'm trying to get more people underneath you. It's like I was trying to get him to understand, and you can imagine my analogies, Adam Katz. I can't say them on the show, but I'm going like, you got to understand. You got to go into it with a mission. Why y'all grinning? You got to go into this thing with a mission, right? And his mission was off base. Like he's going in with a mission to get them to sell a policy, to get a mission to make money, a mission to love the business, a mission to believe he can do it, a mission to believe that it's conceptually possible. I'm like, if you're the kind of person that has to wait until all the lights are green to go from here to Myrtle Beach, you ain't never going to drive to Myrtle Beach. You got to go when there's problems. You got to make a decision. If you're going to build a business, you got to get started. So listen, Adam, I'm very, if this is me and I've hired you, I'm looking to increase my odds from one shot to 3 shots or 5 shots. The most excited this person is going to be is day 1. So I'm saying, have you talked to your wife about it? Yeah. All right, let me talk to her. Andy, just like that? Oh, yeah. Have you talked to a mama? So he's 25 years old. He talks to his mama. She's 55 years old. And he talks to his mama. She's interested. Do you think I'm going to talk to her? Well, you got a 25-year-old. You going to slip down and go to a 55-year-old? Yes. I'm not discriminatory. He's sharp. 25-year-old is going to be a sharp mama or a crazy mama. But now I got 2 chances. And if there's another kid, she might say, what about Bobby? Or what about your daddy or your ex-daddy? My ex-husband who has children also. I'm trying to go from 1 to 5, 1 to 6. And I'm trying not to spend so much time telling them how to make $1. Now, I know how to sell. I just won't get sucked into it. I'm talking about the psychology. I'm talking about the dream. I'm talking about friendships. I'm talking about relationships. I'm talking about anything in the world to get that mission. Remember, I'm on a mission. Now, y'all know I'm after premium. So you get confused because you think I'm trying to get this premium from this one guy I hired because he's all about premium. Let's be clear. I don't care where the premium come from. I don't care where the premium come from, right? I'm going premium. Well, what if the mama gets in the business and start writing premium? You say, well, if he gets premium, you don't need the mama to be premium. You misunderstand my methods. I want the land connected to my land. I want $1 premium plus another dollar premium. I want one agent plus one. So he was having trouble with this because he was like, I know it got through to him towards the end of the conversation, but Adam, so many people, they believe, you say, Andy, you're saying hire more quality people. Well, if I get a more quality person, then I am definitely going to spend more time teaching them to sell. And I'm like, Lord have mercy. Adam Katz, no offense, but Adam Katz is selling this stuff, and he is not a salesperson. We just said this before the show. We were laughing. Adam's bringing in that money. Anybody can do this, Adam. Anybody can do this. But if you get 5 people, one of them will probably be better than the first one. It's a hard concept because you hired this guy and you just want him to do so good. And it's this contrast between I want him to do good and me need some premium. Watch your words. Me need some premium. You with me? So I want him to do good, but if I had 5 people, it's like if we put some kind of counters up there and you get the vote, I'm going to say go, and Kentucky, Jacksonville, Wilmington, North Carolina, and St. Petersburg, go. Who gets to Dallas first gets $100 million. Here's the way it's going to go down. Somebody's going to get there first, and somebody's going to get there last. And these are 4 people, right, or 5 people. 2, 4, 6, 5 people. You can't count. It's 7. Okay. All right. Plus my wife. I was trying to figure out my wife. So if I said wife's included, go, Jane, go. Somebody's going to get there first. And well, what if Adam and Beth get there at the same time? They're first. Somebody's last. So if you have 5 people that you're working with them to get them selling, one of them is going to be worse than the other 5, and you don't know if it's the first person you hired or if it's the last person you hired. You can't judge them. Adam, don't be guilty of this. Riddle, let's move down. So you get a lot of butts in there. I call it Billy Goat Insurance. But Andy, that's what Mark Walmart used to say. But Andy, but this guy's good. But this guy's educated. It's but. So if you've never played craps before, if you have played craps before, you put money on the pass line. You must put money behind it. You must back up the odds. Now, at first you're like, should I or should I not? And I go, it's a mathematical equation that says you must do this. The same thing with blackjack. If you get a 9 and a 9, the guidelines say to split them. The book, the rules. Now, you don't have to, because you could say, I think he's going to pull a 6 of hearts out of his butt right now and put it on the table. And I'd be like, you're a telelinguist person. You know what I'm saying? Like telepathetic. Like you're thinking, and I'm going like, statistically, you should do this, but yet you just, first of all, you ain't skilled, ain't talented, and ain't tall. Ain't skilled, ain't talented, ain't tall, but yet you're going to predict to do something that's statistically unlikely to happen. You see what I'm saying? Like the math says, hire more people day one. But the math doesn't say Do you want to hire more people? No, that's not tricky. Or who do you know that wants to make some more money? No, that's not good. It's more like, hey, Adam and Beth, y'all should come to our house for pizza. All right. Adam, from a school teacher, a non-aggressive line standpoint, the UNCG,
Go Spartans.
Perspective, go Spartans. Help people understand, and help my man. He's listening now. He's jumping on. Help him understand what I'm trying to say in a nice, little, cat sort of
way.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the idea that you've always taught us that the leader is usually coming 3 to 4 levels deep, and you want everybody to win, but you can't make people be successful. And if you go back to the old movie Willy Wonka and the golden ticket, the odds of you getting a golden ticket buying one candy bar are very slim. There was this one character, her father owned a factory, and he bought every case that he could get in the country and had all his workers going through the Wonka bars to find the golden ticket. And are you going to lay your whole business and your whole game plan on getting lucky once? Or are you going to open a factory of candy unwrappers to find that golden ticket? And so we were 3 in depth. We got started with Andy before we were doing insurance. And, it was all about relationships. Jane was very close friends with the 8th grade English teacher, and her son got started with Andy. Michael got started with Andy in that other business. And then Michael, because Michael was doing something, Anne-Marie came in behind. And Anne-Marie was my mentor teacher my first year teaching. And so, so there was that relationship I had with Anne-Marie at school that transferred over. And then, then we met Andy and Jane and fell in love with them and saw commonalities. We didn't worry what Michael was doing. We didn't worry what what Anne-Marie was doing. All we cared about was what was Andy and Jane doing.
So, Adam, so we hired Andy and Jane hired an 18-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Before he could get started good, he hired his mama, call her 40-some-year-old. And then before she could get started good, hired Adam and Beth. And these are great. Mike's a great guy and Anne-Marie great people that led to y'all. But I wish Michael had traveled the world with us and lived a stupid 6-figure, 7-figure life. But no, not a bad life. He's married, got kids, Anne-Marie, whatever. But it's how quickly. Go ahead.
Yeah. Like Linda and Keith Goebel, who have, been on 10 trips with us over the years, with Alliance trips, and, consistently, $200,000 a year income earners. And now she is blowing it up on the seminar stuff. You talk about all pushing chips and she's 9 deep from us. We didn't just hire one person and hope and pray that one person stayed healthy, kept his mind right, didn't quit. We kept driving depth and being the example of how the business should work, because you don't know where the winner's going to come from, and you also don't know who's going to make that covenant commitment and make that decision that, hey, I'm with you come hell or high water. I'm sticking with I'm with the people. I'm with the business. Because people get distracted for stupid stuff, and if you have 6 people, you have more chances that somebody's going to stick and not get distracted. Versus if you have one person that you're gambling your whole business and your whole future on, they may get sick next week. They may get diagnosed with something, and now everything's gone. And so it's hedging your bets and building relationships all the way down has been the key.
Okay, so it's like a sweet and sour, hot and spicy. You with me? It's like, so do you work with a person or do you not work with them? Like, do you spend all your time? So what happens is, if you spend all your time with a cup, you got a cup, and you spend all your time with this cup, and when you get underneath it, it's got a big L on it. You've wasted your time. If you spend all your time with this cup and you open it up and it's a big L. So how do you know who to work with and who not to work with? Well, we have given a guideline, the Alliance Aiden and the Alliance Alice. We'll give you that. We'll staff, if y'all get that put out again, just remind people. This is ideal, but we take what we get. So let me give you one, keeping it quick. We are in, me, Haley, real estate agent, Lisa, we're in Tulum. My phone's dying. I look around, I see a charger. This is a very, very exclusive beach we're on, like high dollar, $195 a ticket to get in, just to hang out. I forget whose mafia's place it was. And so, Escobar, that's the guy, the rich one. It was his former place, hideout. So we're hanging out here. It's stupid. And I see that charger there. And I said, Haley, who's that? And she said, that couple down there. So I go down there, walk down the steps, and I lean down and I go, hey, I'm going to protect your charger back there and make sure nobody messes with it. And there's like, nobody's going to mess with it. I go, I know, because I'm guarding it. And I'll give you $10,000 maybe to charge my phone on it. And there's like, where are you from? Fast forward, he does mortgages for people that are into investments. We do a Zoom call. We talk. Haley meets the wife. We meet the family. Fast forward, they're in this pink house right here for a month. Okay, I have spent 15 minutes with him to get his charger. 30 minutes to listen to his pitch on what he does, the way he sells loans. And then I texted him, hey, neighbor, for 3 weeks. He's like, dinner. And I'm like, not likely. You with me? Not likely. He's not Aiden or Alice. He's older. He's not but I'm still on it. I'm still on it, right? But I haven't spent any money on it, Adam. It's so minimal. So minimal. But if he hadn't rented the place, he would be out of our life forever unless he pops back up through an investment guy. But now, this tracking two young 25-year-old real estate guys that I've really been trying to recruit. One of them I spent a little bit of time with. Now he's in class. The next one, he's not in class yet. But I'm thinking about whether I connect these two or not, the mortgage broker guy and this real estate guy. But it's a chess game. But these are three different people. There's a 50-some-year-old mortgage guy, two young 25-year-old real estate kids that I'm recruiting. Today, we found out that the guy that sold Jane all that jewelry on the ship, he got off the ship today, early. So he'll be at family reunion. So I'm following up with Amber to make sure that she follows up. Jane's texting Haley and Brandon, y'all take care of him. I'm land ahoy. Like, it's minutes, but dripping. Okay? It's not nothing. It's not stopping and don't contact them, and it's not slobbering all over. Because if you slobber, you got no spit for the next one. You with me? You got to save your ammo because you only got so many minutes in a day. So I got so many places working that people don't know, Andy. And not to mention, I've hired a staff that start hiring people, and they're finding people, it is recognizing quality people, but not judging whether they are or not. All three of those, the man makes six figures. Both kids are in their 20s. They're close to six figures, if not six figures. And they're all three salespeople. But they all look the part, just one's older. But he's badass. Okay, You with me? Like he's renting a pink house for a month. He's not broke. I think it's 15 grand, 16 grand, something like that for a month to rent the house. Okay, so it's not spending money, but I'm working my ass off. But I am spending money in different ways. That's just 3 free ones. Okay, Leventovich.
Yes.
We're going to hit that same subject just a little bit more about dropping and finding and from a y'all standpoint.
So if we look at our business right now, the number one couple or entity that is probably best at copying, investing in staff, investing in office space, doing seminars wide, like 11 or 12 issued paid legs is Jake and Ray Joseph. And we found them 13 in depth. And as we mapped that out, it started with somebody that answered an ad, Paul, who led to a friend, Joseph Dukes, who's cooking and doing stuff, who ran it out, found a guy, who found his cousin, who found his brother, who found his neighbor, who found another guy that worked with him, found another guy that worked with him. That guy ran an ad, found a lady in Santa Fe. That lady hired Jerry Gonzalez. Jerry Gonzalez hires his daughter, Jera. Both with us, cook along, doing good stuff. Jera's friend had a niece with Ray, and then Ray and Jake come on. And now they got stuff cooking. But Jake and Ray, again, 13 deep from us in relationships. And it took making friends and spending time with different people, more with some, less than others along the way, encouraging them, hey, who else do you know? And then as we found people, traveling out to see them, spending time on the phone, late night, seeing who's going to do more, being nice to everybody. I think that was one thing you taught. It was tough at first. It's like, because you get impatient and you want to take the person that you're impatient about and just choke them a little bit, and then you can't, because you got to be nice, because they've got their own pace they want to work at. You can't change that. But if we're going to continue to build relationships, people have to like you. So how do you be intentional and lead people and push people, yet still be nice? I think that's a skill. Like you've said, number one skill that people are like, I don't know if I have charisma. Well, can you at least have manners? Can you be nice? Can you be relatable? Can you ask questions and be interested before you be interesting? Can you be present? Can you be aware? I think in those things are the manners and being control of your own emotions and being self-aware as you're building relationships and serving and teaching people is kind of the elixir or the lubrication that allows things to happen. And then you got to be impatient with yourself and patient with people.
What say ye, Noel?
I'm working on the impatient with myself and impatient with other people part. That's what I thought.
Hey, how do you think about this, Noel? You 100% believe in the person, and you 100% don't believe in them. like getting depth is like, who do they know is believing that they won't do it, or is it believing that they will do it? I don't know. But either way, you have to have that. Try to explain it.
It's like you don't know. You don't know who's going to do this or even attempt to do this. So like you were talking about cats, you're talking about the golden ticket. And when you were talking about that, I was thinking about you go to a basketball game and they bring out a big, like in the halftime or whatever, they bring out a big cart for somebody to throw balls into the basket. They don't give them one ball. They give them a whole bin of balls to do it for like a minute to see how many they can get in the hoop. And many times they only get a few in. That's the picture you painted, Cats. That's what I was thinking about. And I was thinking about how good am I at getting as many, throws in there. And then not knowing which one you're going to spend the most, more time with versus the other. We have agents that we recently brought on, and I was like, who's talked to them about, they're a little older, and I'm like, who's talked to them about how many kids they have? Do they have any grandkids? It's that thought process, because I don't know if he's going to be, or this person's going to be the most exciting person we have, but I was like, okay, no one had done it yet. I'm like, how about I do it? So I did, and, they have kids and, grandkids and things like that. Who knows, right? So it's just always saying, thank God somebody opened this opportunity up to me. Thank God Alex reached his hand out to me. Thank God. Like, I don't think he knew that I was going to do this business, but he reached out to me to give me the opportunity to say yes or no. And there have been other people in my life that were doing this business that didn't reach out their hand to give me an opportunity to say yes or no. So that's why I try to think in my head is like, open as many doors, but when you have connections and relationship with somebody you've already spent time hiring, maybe you placed an ad with, maybe you talked to them, about this business, but also they know people we don't know. So it's just that keeping that mindset in front of you. And Andy, you're so good at it. You're so good, and Jane is so good at keeping the connections, even though somebody says, no, I don't want to do it, really is a not now kind of thing, but then keeping that relationship so that those people think of you when they have somebody that potentially could do this. So I'm working on getting better at maintaining those relationships.
Think about Urkel. Y'all, does this mess up the young people? People don't know who Urkel is. Do people know Urkel is? He wanted to date this girl. And she would say, only if you're the last person on earth. And he was like, what? Are you telling me I've got a shot? So the problem with Urkel, it's this girl he wanted. He never asked about cousins, relatives. He was this one. And I get it. He believed. I'm a believer, but I also want this as an option for premium. But it's Urkel. I believe you can do it. So let's say, like, I believe Warren could do this thing, Riddle. Like, if I ever saw that guy, I'd be like, you could do this thing. You found Riddle. You could find another one. You could find 6 and be stupid rich. Yes, I would be all over him. If Womack came back, I'd be like, Womack, you know how to do this. It's real simple. And by the way, people say, why'd he quit? He had a baby. And he used to be real mean. Like, if you had children, he'd be like, you don't need to stay at home with your kids. He was real mean about it. He was one of the toughest persons on you if you had kids. He didn't have no kids. Well, then when he had kids, he called me and he said, man, you got kids, it's hard. He said, I feel bad. Not really, but I feel bad about what I said to people. He said, now I just can't do it because she won't let me, go out at night and sell. She won't let me travel and recruit because I got kids. And she says, I got to stay home. I go, all right, well, she's the boss. She's the boss. He's like, yeah, she's the boss. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, but if he came back, I'd be like, is the kids grown? Are they out of the house? Are you free now? Can you, I'd be like, yeah, baby. So, but I don't have to because I got Riddle, right? Riddle don't have to find another one because he's got Mathis, who I don't care if Mathis finds another one because we got Terry. But it'd be cool if Riddle found another one. But Riddle thinking the one you found is going to be the guy. So this guy that's getting off the ship, I text him. I said, I texted him to get on the show, but I texted him. I said, hey, listen, hey, let's find some other folks who can do seminars. Word for word, smiley face, prayers, and a heart. Okay? All right. He says, I need to learn how to do them first, LOL. I come home next week and need to start preparing for my license. And I hit him with a ha-ha. Because I'm not going to hit him with a, you don't have to understand how it works to hire other people. That's why I hit him with a ha-ha. But I got to, I didn't talk to him anymore about it and text him. Next thing text was Land Ahoy. But I've planted that in his seat. I'm talking to him, right? I ain't gonna quit. Now, he's coming to family reunion. He's coming in early for the seminar. We're gonna train himself. But let's be clear. Albright's looking for another chance somewhere. Right? And he says something about his partner. I said, get your partner to come. Well, he's not did license and all that. I don't care. Bring him on. Because I need another shot. I need a daddy, a cousin, a relative. You with me? So, you wouldn't believe. I don't think they know how hard I try to get wide at them, but they have no idea how hard I'll just wheeze them away down there and try to find somebody that's better than the first one or the third one. And, okay, 100% believe in them, don't believe in them. Riddle and Angela, as people are trying to hire people, they get frustrated for different reasons. One, people have, well, you talk about it. What do people see out there that makes them mad, building a team, frustrated, mad, impatient, Noel? And how do they get over it? How do they get over it? Talk to them about that, Angela and Andy.
Well, thank you, Andy. One of the things you always taught me early on was if you like them a lot, you need to get some people under them. And if you don't like them a lot, you need to get some people under them. So both ways you need to get people under them to get the thing going. And I'm fortunate because I know 5 levels from where I was from you. And I know there was more than that, but I'm always thankful that you got people under them, because when you get 1 level, it goes to 4 because there's 2 people getting 2, and then you go down under that and you go down. But I'm being 5 levels deep. I'm at least 64 people of those people getting 2 people. And I was one of the 64. And it just increases your odds to find somebody that's good. It's going to stick around and stay with you and do the things. And it's knowing the aspects of doing that. And it's kind of back to like what Mike and Noel were saying, like, be patient with your people, but impatient with yourself. It's the aspect I find the way to be easier is the wider you are, the more patient you can be with your guys. Kind of like what you're saying, where you have a lot of like lines in the water to fish. It's having that aspects when, if Mike and Noah are on my team and they weren't doing much at this time, if I have Adam and Beth that are, they got my attention. And then next week, if Adam and Beth go on vacation or not doing something, and all of a sudden Mike and Noel are committed, now I'm working with them. It's having those options, and With really helps you do that, to be patient, and then when they're ready to move, that you can be impatient and start helping that person move. It's a lot of frustration I find in this business is when you have 1 leg or maybe only 1 or 2 legs. It's like you're trying to push that string. You're trying to push them to do something they're not ready to do. It's very frustrating for both of them. It's frustrating as you as the person pushing the string, and if they're the string, it's frustrating for them to be pushed if they don't want to. So that's one of the things I love watching you do. It's like you're working, and then when you got one, you're there. And the way you focus and move around, and then when they start doing bad habits, it's like, I got this one, and I got that. It's your ability to move around to people that are ready to be moved and get them to move is one of the things I love watching you to do, and watching how you do that. And then there's not the emotion of when someone slows down or doesn't want to move, you don't have the emotion that where you get mad at them and yell at them and scream at them. You just have the next spot that you go to, you're ready to move with. It's that kind of that no emotion towards it, but it's not that you don't care for them. You want to help them, but it's when they're ready to be helped, you're going to help them. And then you move back and forth. And that's one of the arts I've always kind of tried to study that you do. I knowing you, I know you're being very impatient with them, but that's being the way that you move it is move to somewhere else that you can move, that wants to move. And
did you play shooting guard or what do you call it?
Point guard.
Point guard.
Yeah.
You know how you always want to score, you always want to get the assist, like you're impatient.
Yeah.
But it makes no sense right now. But then an opportunity opens up, and then if you don't take it, the coach is losing his mind going, my God, didn't you see it? Right? So it's the same thing. You want to appear patient, but like a rubber band.
Yeah.
But if there's an opportunity, you don't want to be scratching. You got your finger up in the air, and the opportunity happens, and you got your finger. You know what I mean? Like, it's being focused but not pushy.
Yeah.
Angela, you see it. People in your hierarchy, help no, not your hierarchy. Let's do my hierarchy. So my base is over here, Angela, and they frustrated. They ill, people they working with. What's their solution? What do they do differently? How do they get momentum? What do they do, Angela?
Oh gosh. How do they get momentum?
Well, how do they keep getting frustrated? How do you deal with these knuckleheads and opportunistic and slow to move and then fast to move? Because you got some people that are ready to go and then they do nothing. And then you got other people, they're not doing anything, but then they write it out.
Yeah. It's constant. I think maybe you just kind of meet them where they're at and then just try to keep building that relationship. You know, some of the people that aren't moving, maybe I haven't built quite a deep enough relationship with them where they like me enough and believe to follow me yet. So I think it's constantly trying to build that relationship with the ones, with everybody, but just knowing how much time you want to spend with them, with how much time they're giving back to you, or if they're moving. But yeah, it's definitely frustrating because sometimes you spend a lot of time with them because they show you that they're going to move and then all of a sudden they have appointments and they disappear. So I think it's just trying to not let that upset you or frustrate you and just move on to the next one. The next one that's showing that they're doing something, but always be nice to everybody at the same time, if that makes sense.
Makes sense to me. I'm not sure if everybody else gets it. What I think about determines the emotion I'm dealing with. Like if I'm thinking about a person that's frustrated or I stump my toe and I think about it, I immediately start trying to think about my bank account or I think about my next trip to Thailand. Like if I start thinking about my trip to Thailand, I start smiling, thinking I'm going to one of those couple of those Michelin star rated restaurants. I get thinking about that. I can't even remember what I was thinking about earlier. Something was hurting me and I can't even remember what it was. Oh, my toe. What? Whoa, why did you go back to that? Now I'm back over here back in my Michelin restaurant. You with me? Like it's so like, and so I'm talking to you couples also, like I'm in another depth. And listen, I just got this at 10:48. Good morning. Big meeting tonight, prepping for it, working leads to, I'm hitting brick walls with recruiting. Who's your best recruiter? I get this during the show. Okay? I need some coaching on getting better on my recruiting game. So this is a guy that I think is talented. He's in a big organization, but it's in that second leg. Because I always want to get two sprouts going, like from Adam's organization. Like I'm always thinking like, all right, I got Linda Goebel right here. Okay. And I got Emily right here. And I got I got the Adaka leg going. So I got three right there with Linda Goebel and Emily. And then, Adaka's under Emily. So that's just two. So who's better than one of these two, Adam? What leg?
Mirdo, Dan and Deanna. They're like,
okay. So there's three legs. Mirdo, Linda. So I'm looking down in here looking for people. Well, there's another hierarchy, and I'm looking down there, and I got these two guys, both of them sharp and can talk. And they're not $250,000 a month, but they could be. And so I'm texting them, talking to them. This one guy, I got him texting me every day. I said, just give me something every day. Just get accountable. And so that's what he sent me today was talk to me about recruiting. And so I hit him this. But what y'all got to understand is I didn't hit him with what the hell. I copied the show immediately and sent it to him. And I go, they're on here telling it now. You with me? So what I'm going to try, listen to me, Riddle, and Leventovich, and Katz, and Brandon Manley. I'm going to try to break him from not leaning in. I'm going to try to make him lean in with love and kisses and good biscuits. You with me? I'm going to get him to lean in with good biscuits and love. You with me? So when he gets on this thing right now and he's watching and he's like, oh, he likes me. Because I do. I think he's capable. But he's not capable without leaning in, because I can't lean out to every single person. So you got to tell people in the beginning, Adam, I can't lean out all the time. I'm a busy mother. I got a wife. I got 3 kids. I got grandbabies. I got a house. I got a network business. I'm selling. I'm doing seminars. I ain't got time. You got to lean in. Like, I can't want it more than you want it. It's like, I care about you, but let's talk about this thing. Let's talk about the want to. WANTTO. That talk, y'all can't imagine how many times I do that talk one-on-one. It's the and like, it's a psychological, like, this girl just told me, she said, you need to talk to this guy. And she's one of our staff, like, you need to talk to this guy. And this guy's kind of in depth, a little fledgling leg that's not doing anything, and he's in depth. And he ain't never got his license. And I give him one of those psychological between the ears talks for 35, 40 minutes. It's a brand new leg riddle that I'm spending that much time. Like, this guy can do it. This guy can do it. Speaks Spanish, speaks English. He's street smart, but he's not working with this guy, and he even got him in class. And I'm nicely ripped this guy. I'm saying I spent a lot of psychological time saying, I can't want it more than you do. You know, multiple jobs. There's 168 hours. No. I'm saying it like y'all know it. I do a talk that talks about there's 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 168 hours in a week. And I will do that talk one-on-one with person, Adam, not every day, but I'll get a hold of them and I'll go, let's review want to and do. Let's review how to and what to. And so I'll do some of that, especially in depth. And then I'll see if the person, like, wouldn't it be cool if this person makes a decision? He jumped on here. Wouldn't it be cool if he makes a decision to be on the call Wednesday at 12:30 and Thursday at 1 o'clock and Friday? What if he just says, I'm going to start leaning towards it? But I'm not judging, like being mean to him. Also, I didn't ignore his text. And I was ready. All I had to do was hit it, paste, gone. Hey, Beth, this is overtime, so people got to log off. People may not get this, and I had a very, very important appointment to meet Jane somewhere. But what did you get? Give me some highlight, like, holy cow. What are they doing to build that machine down at the Leventovich's office?
So Noelle and I were talking in Alaska on the cruise. You know, that's one of the benefits of traveling with the Alliance. It's just that relationship and that chill out time that you get to connect with. And I was like, you all have probably the best business model. Like, you run your organization like a business, and I want to come see what you do. So one of my biggest takeaways. So first of all, kind of personally, I was like, Adam, we've got a lot of work to do, but we're not as far off as I thought. And so it was like, okay, there's hope. We just got to do more of the right things and less of the not so right things. So their intentionality in working with their base shop, I was focused more on that. They have a huge organization, but I was focused more on what they were doing in their office right now. So their intentionality of working with their base shop, of driving that depth and giving them the taste of a little bit of income and getting them started, how they communicate among the office between their recruiting staff and their admin staff, and then Mike and Noelle, so that everyone knows about this new agent and what we need to find out, what we need to tweak, and what we need to encourage, who's leaning in and finding that. So it's the intentionality. That was one of my biggest things. So the intentionality of how they measured and marked and worked at getting. And it's nonstop work. All of their staff, nonstop. And they are the example. Early morning, late at night, they're working.
Good. Last thing. So if this guy leans in that I'm talking to, then this an hour of training that I don't have to invest one-on-one. If I send him this link afterwards and say, listen to this, this is an hour I don't have to spend. Recruiting is more mental and harder than selling. That's why I spend more time explaining how to do it. I'm really good at the question game. I'm really good at acknowledge, ignore, move on. I can teach selling for sure, and I will spend a little spec on it. But usually all I'll do is put a little salt on the YouTube, a little salt on the university so they can taste it, and then I'll get them to listen to this. I'm not going to do the whole seminar. I'll do the advertisement for the seminar and then give them the seminar training. Okay, so if it's in-home script, if it's booking appointments, I want to give them a link. I want to give them a good taste of what's going to be on the link and then give them the link. And I want to give them a book. That's why if I'm really, really mentally working with you, you've got to be reading 15 or 20 minutes a day, period. It's just not an option. So if you ask me, hey, man, you got a minute? Yeah, I'm going to say, what book are you reading? And if I don't think you're reading, I'm going to say, look, I'm going to give a talk on, I will give a talk on reading more than I'll give a talk on picking up a check riddle. Because I know reading is going to lead to 10 people. Getting to pick up a check, a lot of time gets them to pay their bills and gets them satisfied. I'm not against them making a lot of money. I want them to make a lot of money, but I need $100,000 a month. I need $250,000 a month in this distribution that I have. So, like, if I'm working somebody under you, if it's Marnie, I want $250,000 a month. If it's the fly insurance guy, what's his name, John. If I want John doing $250,000, and I'm just looking down in depth nonstop. Hey, let's do this. I'm asking Beth and Noel to get on a call together, y'all too, but I want Adam and Mike with you as commentators. But I want y'all to talk about what you think you're doing in your office that other people are not doing, Beth, and they wish they would. Like, if they knew you were doing it, they would start doing it. And the same thing with Noelle. What is she doing in her office to build a business that if people knew about it, they would copy it? Now we got the convention, we got our family reunion coming up Wednesday, so I'm not sure what we've got scheduled for Wednesday, but I want this to be a Wednesday and a Friday that you four can jump on a call and do some training and just get into it. So an hour and a half and an hour. Give you some time to really get into this. Hey, listen, I want to encourage y'all three couples. Right now, it's never been this good as far as America. This estate planning, we've got guaranteed issue products. We're bringing people from other carriers and other companies that they don't have guaranteed issue. They don't have IUL. They don't have a securities business. They don't have annuities. They don't have Medicare. We got everything. We got confused people by throwing everything out. But we got to lead them to the buffet part that makes sense to them. So as we're asking them what they like and evaluating their talents, we bring them in and then we show them a career path. But no matter the career path, we got to get another shot. I don't care what it is. And then Adam, you're trying to find somebody down under Mirdo, down under Emily, down under Docky, down under Linda, if everybody's bringing in one more person, Adam, imagine if everybody in Linda's group hires one more person, you're looking around, you've got 26 more chances to have an easy place to work. So if everybody on Marnie's team brings in one person this month, you've got one easy place to work. Now, if you miss it, Riddle, if they bring in 15 and a person was there and nobody grabs them, you, Mathis, Marnie, nobody grabs that person, don't get me wrong, some people going to make it no matter what, but some people are just floating in, and if we can grab them and make them feel like they got a friend, like Urkel, like they feel wanted, like that girl's wanted. So if that person down in debt feels wanted, feels acknowledged, feels seen, and then you can start teaching this person, like you could be 7 and deep, teaching this person about the head game, teaching this person about don't just hire somebody, but you're teaching this person, not just hire somebody, get somebody. You're not just trying to get somebody underneath him, you're teaching him. Because remember, he's 7 and deep, and he's intelligent. So you can do more than just get him. You can get him to get him. Finding a leader. All right, guys, I hope this is helpful. We got a weekend, and then we coming up to Burlington, North Carolina. We're coming in early. We're going to get into the 401k conversions. We're going to get into the trust seminars. We're going to get into everything. We're going to get into final expense mortgage protection, IULs, cash accumulation, immediate income. We're going to cover some serious insurance stuff, and we're going to have a party. I can't wait to hang out with Coffey, Anderson, and all the leaders that are coming in. So look forward to seeing you guys. Thanks for your time. And coordinate y'all getting on that call. If it's next week, good. If it's a week after that, we're going to light this thing up. Now's the time, guys. Let's kill it. Let me just make sure I think I'm good. I'm getting nothing screamed at from my staff. We're good. Thank y'all so much. Bye-bye. See y'all next week.